Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 10 of Devouring Swarm. Alright, so last we left off, we sort of absorbed, well, quite a lot here, if you do remember. We had a bunch of little empires wanting to be devoured. So that's always fun. I did have a question, or rather, you all had a question about why I keep stuffing all of the people to eat in one little planet, and the reason is because they last longer, and as a result, you get a whole lot of societal research. So if you take a look at my research here, my societal research is at 1151, whereas everything else is significantly lower, and that's because of the consumption. Yum. Alright, so we have an ascension perk available. I keep skipping over glandular acclimation, which is what I need in order to level up my my perks. So I gotta stop overlooking them. All right, let's go ahead and upgrade this fleet. I'm gonna upgrade.
Technology.
They're all Corvettes, I believe. Alright, here we go. Gene Banks. No, I don't have... Okay. That's too bad. I didn't have the research I was looking for, but that's alright. Now, what I'm doing now is I plan on clearing out some of the Marauders. Because... Well, how to put this? Because the Marauders probably pose the greatest threat to me compared to everyone else. Especially if the Great Khan was to pop out of nowhere and attack me. So that is definitely one thing I am going to address pronto. Some Great Khan swatting, let's call it. Alright, Siban here, you are going to be temporarily a shipyard. And then I'm going to send this fleet in to mess with the Khanate. Or mess with the Marauders, excuse me. They're not a Khanate yet. Hopefully they won't become one. Now I had just cleared out a Great Wound with this fleet. Which is a, as you can see, a pretty unique... system, as it's absolutely positively full of black holes. Lovely. How those black holes haven't collapsed and merged onto one another, I have no idea. I'm getting warnings that I can't store any more food or minerals, so I'll just sell them. Alright. Let's take a quick look at our planet. So Swarming Ma here.
Is complete. We have found an anomaly.
Ooh, so much happening at once. Alright, so this L-Gate bastion is mostly done. I am getting pretty much all of my space bases to Star Fortresses. I'm waiting for Serban to have some starports, and then I can start upgrading ships. Alright, let's see. Lowered leader upkeep and increased level cap. That's not a bad thing. I'm just keeping a look on these planets to see what they need. So the Fenhabanis is 100% blocker cleared, which is pretty cool. And looking at my current resources, we're going to need some more work, more jobs here.
We have surveyed the system.
Let's see. Deviancy. I have a little bit of deviancy here. I think if I just have more maintenance depots, that will solve itself. Hopefully.
Our construction is complete.
Okay, so the starbase here is done, which means we won't have to travel.
Our construction is complete. Our construction is complete.
We had a scientist die, actually the one surveying. Oh, and we finished surveying it, and it's just a system with a lot of dark matter. Alright. Continuing to expand our territory. This swarm is all set to fight once again. It has been fully repaired or resupplied. Alright, I know that I have a ton of minerals and energy credits. I am wealthy. One idea was to start to make corvette cruisers or hangar cruisers, which is not a bad idea. So I'll have carriers, and I think the flagella here is probably the most accurate to what I'm trying to accomplish. So null beam and kinetic batteries. Alright, this will be a very weird ship. I don't usually make ships like this, but yeah, why not? I'm going to have the ship computers be artillery so that they desire to fire at a range. And that's all set. Great. We also have battleships. It might be swarmier to have battleships instead of cruisers. Just because there's 3 hangar slots. Yeah. That's a very, very weird ship. I don't even know if it will really work, but I'm tempted to to see if it functions the way I think it ought to. I need to upgrade my swarm tech and stuff like that to make these more usable. So before I start rolling out battleships that have all these swarmers, I gotta level up some of the technology behind it.
Our construction is complete.
I have a lot of resources that are just sort of sitting around, so what I'm going to do is sell them on the local markets and start to terraform just about everything. Not that I'm going to necessarily colonize it, but, you know, fashion the galaxy in my own image, right? That's what I'm working on. Alright, we are upgrading some ships.
Our construction is complete.
Getting through the fleet as fast as we can.
Our
War
construction is complete.
broke out between Jabanid and Izuk. Oh boy, I don't even know. Who are these people? Whatever. Doesn't really matter, I'm gonna fight everyone anyway, right? So the Alari Dynamics is probably the next big presence that I need to consume. But like I said, I want to get rid of some of the Marauders first, as they pose a greater threat, in my opinion. Alright, here's the glandular acclimation that I really wanted. So we'll go for that. And that will allow me to use my Ascension perk. I don't have a lot of Elgate research going, and that's something I definitely am going to need. Ooh, I just found living metal, which is great in Eternal Horizon. So hopefully I'll be able to use that soon. Got some advanced shields. Let's go with Cloud Lightning.
Our construction is complete.
Alright, so we're almost done upgrading. I do have one gun battery left on here. Alright, so Isaac and... Oh, so it's these two that are gone to war with one another.
Our swarm is strengthened.
Alright, so the upgrade is fully complete, and the fleet says it's at full strength. I'm gonna... Oh, that means that I've got some ships traveling far and wide to come resupply this. Alright. I'm bringing this swarm up to 110 strength. The Marauders are not weak, so going in with less than a massive fleet would be a bad idea. And my second fleet is just clearing out some of the creatures or whatever that block my scientific research and discovery. So I could have a fleet up to 170 size. That's actually pretty tempting. That would be a lot of Corvettes. And I'm sure to lose a bunch of them fighting the Marauders. So I might as well do it, right? Alright, who died? Some governor? Looks like there was a governor already ready to take over. Taking a look at my... Let's see. All of my sectors have governors. That's good.
We have surveyed the system. Our construction is complete.
I finished surveying over here. I think what I'll do is park my science ship at Geigawa, because that's where I'm going to hit first. I'm going to knock these guys out quick. And then additionally, I'm going to need a construction ship. So we'll queue on at the end, because we'll want to start to claim this territory once I destroy them.
Technology conceived.
Alright, Cloud Lightning's done. Phase Disruptors wouldn't be terrible, especially paired with my null beams.
Technology conceived.
I have a whole lot of influence, so I'm going to start using some of it here. Let's see. Map the stars even. Why not? Alright. Habitability, naval capacity. I'm going to go with habitability. My naval capacity is actually ridiculously good right now. So as knocking out Kelsim here, that's going to allow these guys, although they're currently at war, to start expanding east. So I want to capture that territory quick. And right now what I'm doing is I'm just exploring. I haven't really found a lot of Leviathans. I'm guessing they're pocketing here and here. I don't know exactly where the Leviathans are, but I'm going to want to find them.
We have surveyed the system.
Man, there are so many ships in queue.
Our construction is complete.
Alright, my capital here is lacking jobs. Okay, we're just gonna go with another mining district.
Our construction
Unar,
is complete.
how you doing? You're fine. Fen, you are fine. Fadima, you are fine. Fine. Perfect. Alright, Hicklum here. I guess I'll gun battery it up, but it doesn't actually need that much. I don't need a bastion there. Or rather, it's not that important, I should say. Whereas on the L gates, that's a lot more important. Let's sell off some more food. Basically, I'm selling the processed aliens to terraform planets. So in effect, what I'm doing is I am terraforming planets with the processed dead bodies of my enemies. It's pretty hardcore, I'd have to say. I like it. Alright, Serban now has 4 shipyards, so we should be able to get our fleet a little bit faster.
Is complete.
And we're getting there.
Our construction is complete.
Now, once these stations are fully upgraded,
Our
I guess they're already
construction
queued up to be upgraded, so I'm going to collapse that Starbase menu, because all of these are full.
Our construction is complete.
Now, I'm not likely to not be able to colonize this stuff, because who's going to get back there? So I'm going to start focusing on going west. This fleet here has nothing left to do. So I'm going to go... I'm going to go get poised
Technology conceived.
to push into Alari's territory. Alright, so we just got neutronium armor. That's exciting. Living metal would be really nice. Even though that's going to take a long time. I'm going to get... No, I'm going to go for living metal. It's going to take a long, long time, as I said, but... It's going to be necessary. Alright, another scientist dead. This one was assisting research at Unar. Hopefully I could find a... yep, there's a pretty reasonable replacement. A lot of my leaders are going to be dying soon, just from old age. They're not immortal. Except for this governor.
Technology conceived.
This governor's immortal, because he's a special robot. Okay, this should allow me to get the evolutionary mastery. Yes, it does. And that will allow me to research resequencing. And it was available, so I just stopped what I was doing and getting resequencing, which unlocks advanced traits, which is very, very, very cool. Alright, so Siban built all my ships, so I'm going to start moving in position. This is going to be really, really, really funny to watch. I have 170 corvettes poised and ready.
The system.
Alright, so Jabanid, or whatever they're called, are starting to survey eastward, which is a threat to my expansion. Actually, what I might do is just park my fleet here, and if they start expanding, I'll go to war with them and take it all back. Checking the jobs and housing on these planets. We're looking pretty good. It's always good to get ahead of the requirement. Alright, so my corvettes can be upgraded once again. Let's pause a moment. So we still have plasma cannons and null void beams. That's not terrible. We have far better armor and shields than we had available previously. So I'm gonna upgrade the design. And actually, maybe I'll send my my fleet that's idle over to Necker and upgrade them. All right, so here we go. Well, I'm not gonna go straight into the Marauder capital. All right, so Hicklam's all set. I'm gonna go to one of their outlying territories first. All right, and this is what 170 Corvettes look like. With all, here, let me slow down time. All the null void beams. That is some raw damage right there. That's impressive. Just sort of... I don't even know what I'm looking at. We're just consuming their fleet. Like a swarm of locusts or something. Oh, I have a transport fleet that's in tow. That's kind of funny. Alright, I'm going to speed it back up to normal speed at least. I've lost one Corvette. As you can see, my swarming is a pretty decent... Alright, 2 Corvettes. That's really inexpensive to replace. And they're all dead. Oh, discovered some gray goo.
Technology conceived.
That's very good. That will allow me to open the L gates a little sooner as well. Alright, speeding time back up. So my swarm is going to upgrade to the latest tech. Serban is about to get a Star Fortress, which will allow me 2 more slots for shipyards. And that will allow me to
We have assimilated knowledge.
upgrade a little bit faster.
Construction is complete. Our construction is complete.
Come on, come on.
Our construction
There we
is
go.
complete.
Alright, taking a look at my food and minerals. Sell them to terraform all the planets to tropical. Why? Because I can afford it. No other reason. Also, if for some reason I lose, not that it's all that likely, it would also stop my enemies from terraforming unless their priority or their preference is likewise similar. Okay, so our swarm strengthened here. I'm just going to knock out these space amoebas because I don't really have that much else to do. And then this ship here is going to start to capture all the territory westward.
We have found an anomaly.
Alright, Serban, as you can see, is upgrading these ships
Construction is complete.
about as fast as one could. My alloys here are going crazy. Let's see if I can't kick up some alloy acquisition. There we go. I'm not even going to mine out these things. I'm just a mass land grab. I can see that they have construction ships. So we are going to be
Our construction is complete.
fighting over territory. Necker is done.
Our swarm is strengthened.
My swarm has upgraded. So let's go to the heart of the Marauders and take them out. I'm also somewhat tempted to get the Sonic Entity, but I'll wait on that until this Marauder is done.
Technology conceived.
Phase disruptors is done. Let's see. Research alternatives. Give me more options. I would not be opposed. So they have Zro in this system, or however you pronounce it. That's cool. Oh, and gas.
We have surveyed the system. We have surveyed the system.
And now the construction ship can capture that. Alright, and here we go. Here's the big fight with my upgraded corvettes. Consuming the Marauders. So they're going right after their capital ship. It's like a swarm of like fire ants eating a caterpillar or something like that. I'm going to pause for just a second because we captured more territory. And back to the fight. So they just have a lot of little mining bases left for me to pop. The Admiral also leveled up. We got the gene resequencing, which is very, very exciting. Let's go and get Clone Army, because I don't care. Alright, so with gene resequencing, if we go to species here, we can set up our species, modify them. I can remove all the traits and only add the traits I really, really want. So, robust would be pretty cool. Venerable. Live a long time. It also depends on whether I want to remain swarmy or start building smart. Now that I'm basically swarmed over most of the galaxy, I'm going to start designing my species to be powerful in different ways. So, unity, housing, that kind of stuff. Okay, still swarmy, but smart. Maybe I'll pop some enduring in there. I'll do traditional. Alright. And that's the template. This is going to take a very long time. Oh, only 26 months. That's not terrible. Alright, so they have one fleet left, or one ship left here. But for the most part, the Marauders' capital is gone. Now they just have one more area for me to defeat. But I'm going to pause a second and resupply. Alright, so my science ship here is analyzing all the debris, as there is a lot of it. And Serban is going to be pumping out replacement corvettes like crazy.
We have assimilated knowledge. Our construction is complete. Our construction is complete.
Alright, looks to me like we won the land grab, and we're about to get Kelsim. Who's getting attacked? Oh, right, the amoebas. Okay.
We have surveyed the system.
Alright, so if I'm land grabbing Kelsim, that basically stops the Jabanids from doing anything, which is awesome. Hyper shields, almost. Ooh, advanced combat rolls. Yikes! I'm gonna go advanced combat rolls, only because shields recharge, but advanced combat rolls will allow me to swarm a little bit better. So Fatima, you have some unemployed people. So let's go ahead and resettle. We'll send you to Fen. So 1, 2, 3. And then Swarming Ma, you also have some unemployed people, but simply put, I don't have anywhere to put you. So I'm going to resettle you. Fen, you have a lack of employment. Let's go ahead and build another foundry. Almost all of my corvettes are, yep, they're all back, and they're all repaired, and they're all ready to go. Let's go. Now I'm going to get this assimilated knowledge a lot,
Our construction is complete.
because we have a lot of debris to analyze. And, well, before I end this episode, let's knock out the remainder of this Marauders Empire. That seems like a healthy thing to do. Just doing a quick checkup on all the other planets, or all my other colonies. Alright, a little bit more. Let's go for prosperity. We have been hurting on energy credits. We can, of course, just keep selling our food. We have plenty of food, but I'd like to balance my budget a little bit so I don't have to keep selling food. So, here's the Swarmers, once again,
Construction is complete.
doing what they do best. Blinking out enemies out of existence. There is a lot of debris here, and a lot of things to survey. So the Star Tribes are done. They're dead. Resupply, repair, and the next thing I could do is go after the Psionic Entity, and then the remainder of these Marauders. This Marauder area won't be colonizable because they border the Fallen Empire, but their capital will be. Alright, I had a lot of edicts. And a assistant scientist all at once perish on me. And that's all the time I have for this episode, guys. So I didn't really do a lot of empire conquering, but of course the Marauders do need some attention, so I'm going to pay them proper attention. There is game crises, one of which is one of the Marauders ascends to a Great Khan, and I wouldn't mind that, but I'm probably going to end up killing all the Marauders before that is possible. Thank you all for watching. If you have any tips, feedback for me, drop me a line, and I do hope that you tune in next time. Adios, everybody.